Hi guys, and welcome to RCC Adventures. Now today we are back at the container. You can see that Harlequin's here, but we have a new drive shaft. Get it out. So you've got to see it there. Trying to get it all the way out, but that's the end. That was very problematic on the other one. So this was an exchange job as well, so we took the old one off, sent it off to the company I got it from, and then we got the new one. And yeah, so we're going to try and fit that today on Harlequin here, which is actually getting very rusty now. As I said before, I'm going to get rid of the rust on the bumpers, but if you look at the effect that is happening on the bodywork, really coming up very well, extremely well. But just imagine the bumpers being probably black. But let's get her up in the air, let's get the wheel off, get the new drive shaft in, and then go from there. Plan is today, that's all I'm doing as a motorhome test pass. That's all I'm doing today, but in a later video, whenever that will be filmed, Harlequin will be going back down to the marina. Major, the angler, will be coming here in this spot here, and then I'll be picking up Ron when I take Harlequin down to the marina, picking Ron up and bringing him back to the house, because guess what, the brakes aren't as good as we thought they were. It turns out, I think the master cylinder has had it. It's leaking into the servo. So that's something we've got to look into, but we need it at the house, not down the marina. So already topsy-turvy, rubby. But yeah, let's go on with that. I did come down in Mini, the lovely, luxurious, beautiful car. Still love the way the white walls look. I think they look amazing. And yeah, so let's stop stalling, let's just get on with the job. Yeah, this is not a how-to, by the way. I'm just going to do it, and then I'm going to take you with me. So you're coming on this journey with me to fit a new drive shaft. So if you take any pointers from my video, good luck with that. And things might go wrong, they might go really smooth. We'll see. Yeah, I'm talking too much, let's just get on with it. I have no idea what alarm's going on. Not any of mine. I think it might be the van. About it. What I am dealing with under here. So obviously you've got the wheel off, but your drive shaft goes through there, and then the other bit connects up there. So zoom in. So you remember, in the last video I put the bolts back. I was going to try and get that sill to sit back in properly. But I've got gloves and everything like that. I still need to put an axle stand under, which we'll do in a minute. And yeah, so we'll just slowly get on with it. Not going to try and do too much today because I have been at work already. I'm starting my new shifts, so 3 AM start, finish at 11, and it's my second shift and I'm tired, so that's why it's not really a how-to video in any shape or form. It's just bringing you along for the journey. Sorry if there is a bit of wind noise. I haven't brought the microphone with me because I'm tired. And yeah, let's go on with this so I can get home and then go to bed. Yeah, I think that's the best options. Yeah. Good. Uno bolt. Now these are spline teeth bolts. So to undo them, you need a spline socket. I'll show you on the camera. And it's M10 for these ones. I know, exhilarating, right? If you're still watching, exciting stuff in a bit. You can always fast forward to the next bit. Under here could do with some rust treatment though, couldn't it really? There's no point rust treating the lower arms because I'll probably end up replacing those at some point. So they're easy to replace, but it's any bits of the chassis that need to be changed, which I don't think at the moment there is any, but rust treatment is probably in order for now. Right, that's those out. Now I've got to undo those 3 bolts there for the ball joint. That gets the hub out of the way, and then we can get the drive shaft in place. So yeah, let's do that. I just lost the footage. Just lost the footage for the last bit. Don't know why, but the drive shaft is kind of in place, but then I just realised it's not seated properly, so I need to try and work out if I can seat it without having to undo those 3 bolts again and take the hub out of the way. What I could possibly do. No, I can't do that. So I might have to see how I can do this without having to do what I've just done. Yeah, bear with me. But the drive shaft is kind of in place. It's not bolted up at that end and it's not seated there. So yeah, all fun. Bear with me. So after a lot of deliberation and swearing, to be fair, I might be getting somewhere. I've bolted it up to the flange, but not tight. Let's try and get all the joints to line up again. In. So my hat fell off, so my hair is all over the place. You probably can't see right now, you can't see in the back of my head, which I didn't think about. Let's maybe feather round, shall we? Let's put you there, pointing in the general direction. That took me quite a while, to be fair, longer than I thought it was going to. Still not 100% convinced that it's in the hub properly, but I followed, because I've watched a video online about it. This was the last one, wasn't it? Always the last bloody one. Let's take that Turning it away. How far are you? For some reason you're not. What does that? There we go. That did it. That did it. Right, so that's the 3 ball joints. Ball joint bolts together. What do I do with the pin? I'm only following what this video said to do, so it's not my fault if it goes wrong. So the bolts at the flange line up and are flush but not tight. So it might be because basically the hub nut that goes on it needs to be sort of like 300 Newton meters or FT, which is what I'm going with. It might pull the drive shaft into the hub a bit more as you're doing it up. So let's hope that's the case. It's my first drive shaft on a mk4 Golf, to be fair. I've removed and refitted the drive shafts on Ron, which is the smart car. So it seems to be fairly lined up. It looks fairly straight, so I just have to see. These as tight as I possibly can. Now I want to do I want to do those up. I think I need to put it in gear first and go from there. But let's show you what I mean. So in there's bolts in but not done up. The drive shaft is in place. I know it seems like it's at a weird angle, but this is dropped all the way down, so it kind of makes sense. And then it's sitting in the hub, which looks fairly symmetrical if you look. So I suppose let's get the hub nut on and start to tighten. Yeah. Let's see what happens. I'll put it back in gear now. So you can see it. There we go. Head extension. What's going on? Is it going in? That's the question. It is. Okay, so that's a good sign. That's a good sign. Now this is just a massive ratchet. It's not a torque wrench or anything like that. I'm doing it gently so I don't muck up the threaded anyway. That's pretty tight. So, hub nut is on. It's fairly tight. So now just do those up, and that should be job done. Which means we'll be able to use the car again. It's knackering when you're knackered, when you even start. I gave up on the gloves. I had gloves on and then I took them off. I couldn't feel what was going on. This is why it's only going to be a drive shaft fit. I'll mount this for a little while. And yeah, I'm getting tired. Let's get those bolts done up. Get the wheel back on, put it back on the ground. What you'll see is it back on the ground, hopefully. I'm not even sure if you're looking at me properly. There we go. Yeah. Right, so far as I'm concerned, that is done. Now I've got the cylinder cover in my hand for a very good reason. So I can put the wheel on, put it technically on the ground, so it's got the weight of the car on the wheel, and then I can do the hub nut up even more. So I've done that now. As you can see, hub nut is off. I've got the flange bolts as tight as I possibly can. Just have to keep an eye on it. It's all the best I can do. We'll put this back in, and then we'll take it for a little quick drive around. Obviously we won't be able to get up to speed, but a little drive around just to see if it pulls okay. There's no loud noises, no banging, no vibration or anything like that, which we had a lot of vibration from the last one, just to make sure everything is hunky-dory. So we've still got to do up the wheel nuts. They're sort of hand tight at the moment, so now it's back on the ground. I can do those properly. And yeah, so next scene, in the car, taking it for a drive. It turns out when you leave a car down the container without actually properly running since the last video, which was a good couple of weeks ago, maybe even a few weeks, yeah, battery goes flat. So the battery on this poor Volkswagen of mine, it's gone flat. So luckily I've got some jump leads and minis here, so I have to jump her. But I think I'm going to push her out first. Push her out that way. That way I can actually get to the driver's door. Because that is not going to be fun. Yeah, let's get on with that. Right, let's see if we can push this behemoth. And hopefully you don't fall off. Come, sweetie. You know you wanna. That way. That way. She wants to keep going backwards. Hang on. I'll move it forward slightly. She was where where my foot was. So she's moved slightly. Let's see if we can get her running. So as you can hear, she's running. So yeah, having a been down here for a long period of time, not being used. Yes, in the last video we did start her up, ran her for a bit, but we didn't run her hot. We ran her to the point where I can still put that clamp on the exhaust, which I've done. That's why it's quiet, not stupidly loud. And obviously we haven't been down here since then, which is a good few weeks still. The car's been down here, sat here for probably a couple of months. So it's understandable the battery went flat. But Mini, the mighty little Micra, has come to the rescue this time. So Ron doesn't have to jump start every car, even though he is the portable jump pack or portable power pack, or whatever you want to say. But he's got this one going, or she's got this one going. Back into place, and we can actually go back and do what we were planning on doing in the start of it all, which was taking it for a drive round the yard. I'm not going to take her out on the road, just in case something goes wrong. I don't have to call the AA, just because like I'm 50 feet away from where I am. If it happens in here, I can, with a big struggle, I can push her back here. So it's better to be in here when you break down, if you do break down. But yeah, let's get Mini out of the way, put her back where she was, and take Harlequin, or aka Rusty Quinn, because of the rust paint, for a drive. See if that drive shaft is all good and I've done it right. That's what I'm worried about, is if I've done it right. I've got to tidy up my leads first. Right, hopefully the angle's good and you hopefully stay there. It's this will be the first time I've driven a manual for a little while. Obviously Ron's auto, Mini's auto. Although no, saying that, I've driven major which is a manual. So far so good, it moves. It moves under its own power. Let's turn the fans on so you actually properly hear me. First time this has moved under its own power for a while. So far, so good. Looks like it's about to chuck it down in a sec. Probably a good thing, because this wind screen is disgusting. You are falling. Hang on. I'm going to hold you. I'm going to hold you. There we go. I'll hold it. I'll keep it in second gear, just going round. There's no banging, which is a good sign. It's turning a bit abruptively, if that's a word. Don't know if it is. Yeah, so far, so good. Obviously the next test will be out on the road, but I want to test it around here first. I'll show you out the front as well. Yeah, when it's out on the road, that's when you really will notice if there's any vibrations or anything. But I would say so far, so good. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Yeah, really happy with that. So now, I think I parked Mini a bit too far back. What I'm going to do, I'm going to park her the other way so I can actually get in the bloody thing. Because that would be handy. I've always contemplated whether I should get rid of this car. I don't know why. I think it's out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. Let's see if we can save some money. But then I get in it. And it's not just the engine, It's just the way that Mark 4s are. They're so comfortable and refined. Yeah, I have got part 2. Fell back here, Mini. I don't want to touch my own car. Right, so I've got to move, Mini. But I'm happy with that. Oh look, this will make you laugh, everyone. Arse smudge from my trousers. Yeah, so I'm going to leave it there, guys. We have fitted a drive shaft and it seems to be a success. Obviously doing more test driving will prove that to be true or not out on the main road. And yeah, so if you like what you see, if you could please subscribe to the channel, because we do this kind of things all the time. Not necessarily drive shafts, but we work on cars all the time. We get dirty hands. Don't necessarily always wear gloves. I thought I'd wear gloves at first, then got really sick of them. We go for road trips, car shows. We've got a car show coming up in July, which is the Classic Ford show. Hopefully we will be going to that. I am working in the morning, so we'll see how that goes. But obviously taking Major to that one. And then he's going to the British Motor Show in August. We haven't really got any shows for Mini at the moment. Simply Japanese, I think, is gone, so we weren't able to go to that. This lovely car, once it is 100% mechanically sound, I can then get back on and do more of the styling stuff, and then she'll be going to shows. Yeah, all things happening. Obviously Simply Smart will be coming out as well. We'll go with Ron, but we need to sort his brakes out first. Yeah, all fun and games, and we'll catch you in the next one. There will be a bit more of a what's the word? Fleet, more of a fleet update later, when we've got the other vehicles that weren't in the last video about. Obviously Mini wasn't in it in the last one, but you kind of see that she's good, and she can jumpstart Harlequin. But there's the other cars as well that we need to talk about. And yeah, I'm waffling on again as normal. I do rabbit when I'm tired, and yeah, so like, share, subscribe, and give us a comment, and we'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.